Shout out Big Steve.
What's up? What's up? Big Red MMA 143 Dana White Contender Series Episode 4. We took a bit of a break last week, but we're back now. How are you, sir?
All good, mate. All good. Not the best card this week, but it's all right. Still breaking it down.
No, it's not. Good time to come back. Probably should have taken this one off, eh? It's probably the perfect card to actually take off in terms of betting as well, but yeah. Big Bird around the 4.5 passes. It's probably better than minus 200, mate, to be honest. It's a lock. I feel like it's a lock. But who knows? We got props. Last week we hit I hit Wellmaker KO. I had Duffy. What a performance and what a result. And then when Wellmaker KO hit, we talked about it personally, me and you, because we thought there's a bit of value in the other guy. To be honest, was getting the crap kicked out of him. I think Wellmaker's very green. He's very green if he can't land that one shot. He was reacting weird to leg kicks and he's getting lit up. And then when I won that, I was like, I'm back. And then I put a whole unit on the under 1.5 in the Tulio fight. And then Tulio said, wait a minute, wait till 6 seconds passed, then I'll knock him out. So I'm not back after all. So 3 weeks in a row, I haven't profited on Contender Series, which is just wild. But yeah, I want to ask you, I don't really care about you. All right, should we get started?
Go for it.
Let's do it. First fight. Ooh, forgot to share my screen. Quinland Salkild. What a name. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Gage Young?
Gage Young, yeah.
Gage. Yeah. Another lightweight fight. Good fight to start the day. And kind of get the feeling that it should be favourite or pass again, just like the last 2-3 weeks. Actually, last week was Duffy or pass. I don't know. Selkid trains with Haddon from Australia from week 1, week 2 winner. They've got a similar fight style, very scrappy. Although that's the only other good guy at that gym. It's not the best gym in Australia. No other notable fighters. These two guys could potentially both be in the UFC. So I lean him just because it seems a bit more scrappy, quicker, faster. Young is a bit slow. He's had some low-level competition. They both have. But I've seen, Salkid. I've seen Salkid is I don't know if it's a black belt, but I know he was a brown belt at one point. He was a grappler when he was doing Gamma, amateurs. He was getting a lot of rear naked chokes, just like his training partner Haddon. Now maybe submissions a spot here again. He's got hands as well. He's just a scrappy guy. His one loss was to I forgot his name now. Pablo Torrelaba, and that guy retired 1-0, and then he is the coach, scrappy MMA coach for grappling. He's a really good grappler. You can see he grapples a lot now, wins a lot of matches, one with a Peruvian necktie. So he just got out grappled and rear naked choked, 3 years ago. And he's only young, he's 24. So yeah, it's a favourite or pass for me. I guess Young, I don't know, just has some power, I guess. Has power, he's a bit slow, and he goes for takedowns. But he's been caught in some submissions, some deep subs, and he was submitted by Bobby Lee. So maybe the unders here. Unders have been cashing on these early fights. What do you say? What do you have?
Yeah, this is a good one. They keep putting these like really good fights on the first fight of the night for some reason. Maybe it's tactical.
Start the show with a bang, I would say.
Yeah, but no, this is a good fight. Both guys are pretty promising. This Salkid guy is pretty big for lightweight. He's definitely got a bit of a size advantage over Gage. I think they're kind of similar in what they do. They both go for takedowns. They're both decent on the feet. But I think you can give Gage probably the power advantage just because most of Salkid's finishes, they tend to come on the ground. He's got really hard ground and pound, and obviously some submissions, but most of the finishes are on the ground, so he doesn't tend to knock people out on the feet, whereas Gage seems to have a lot more power in his single shots. So I think I would probably, I haven't played anything, but if I was to play anything, I'd probably play Gage just because the line is getting a bit wide. Like Sal Kid's now over -200, and we're kind of getting to like +175 on Young. But I don't know if I'll lock it in. I looked at this fight on Wednesday last week, so I feel like I need a refresh on it before I make a decision. But I think it's getting a little bit wide. Like some books have him at like -235, -215 and stuff. But dog or pass for me at this current line.
He's still -200 on
Bet online
365.
on 365. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, I did this fight multiple times. They all have like all their fights on YouTube online, so it's kind of like you have a lot of tape to do. But yeah, it's a back and forth. It's a lot of things that I'm considering. I also don't feel as passionate about Quinlan moneyline as I did with Lerone Kavanagh and Haddon 2 weeks ago. So it just, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm forcing him a bit more, but maybe not. We'll see. Maybe the unders are good here. I don't know what the under is now, but 1.5.
Under, yeah, +120.
For the 1.5?
Yeah, under 1.5.
That could be it. Let's see. Rear naked choke round 2, round 1. Yeah, it's possible. Alrighty. I will say Quinlan. His one issue is he can be taken down. And he plays a little bit of jiu-jitsu, so we'll see.
So can Gage. It's like, that's why I said they're quite similar and like what they do and defense and everything. Like,
True.
hard to see how it'll play out. But yeah, dog or pass.
Thanks for listening, Strada. Thanks for the chicken. Alrighty, let's move on. Yenzi Duben, Shannon Clark. Alright, we can keep this one short and sweet. Yenzi Duben, I don't know what the hell this girl is good at. She's just scrappy, so I'll say that. I think she's training with Diego Lima, the shooter box. Let me have a look. Could be wrong. And that's pretty much it. She's just scrappy, and she kind of looks overweight, a bit chubby. And yeah, horrible level of competition. Horrible. Some of them are just quitting in there. One of them had the towel thrown in, and she wasn't even getting beat up that much. The coach just had enough. Yeah, she's just scrappy. That's basically it. Yeah, she's got a photo with Diego Lima here, and 9 weeks ago, posing when Contender Series hit her up. So I think she's moved gym from her crappy gym to Diego Lima's. But what are they going to do? They don't create miracles. So she'll try to be scrappy, and Clark, on the other hand, just physical. And I tried to fade this girl multiple times, and actually just once recently, and I remember why. Taping her, she's a little bit green. She really easy to take down. She falls over, essentially. Hittable too, but she just has hardware, like literally DDP hardware. That light LFA fight against the Bosnian chick, I forget her name, Naja Rep. She's 2-0, 2 KOs. She hits hard, and Clark was just tanking everything, just getting hit and pressuring, getting into the pocket, and just throwing her knees to body shots. She's got really brutal knees to the body, and just punches. She just spams stuff to the body against the cage. Proper bruiser. Yeah, she should just probably mold this girl with her physicality. And yeah, but I mean, to parlay her, it's kind of scary, because even when I faded her against this Tiani Lopez, she lost round 1, easily taken down. And she's been taken down in some of these others. Maybe the finish, if she can run through this girl, but a lot of these girls, South American girls, like, are tough at least. And her finishes, round 3. One of them was going into round 3, but there was a doctor stoppage. She broke her jaw or something. Then I have a round 1, which I can't find, and then went to a decision, not even close, and then gets a bulldog choke on that black belt. It's just, I don't know. It's definitely no interest in the dog, and there's a few of these favorites that are like that. What do you say?
Yeah, this is a weird one. I think I don't really know how Duben got a shot on the Contender Series, but here we are.
She's 4-0, mate.
That's all you need.
Undefeated.
Yeah, but this Shannon Clark girl, I hadn't watched any of her fights prior to looking into her. And when I saw the line, I was like, oh yeah, this. And I saw her physique, I was like, okay, this girl's going to be good. And she's not very good. She's got really bad striking. She doesn't move her head at all. As you said, she's got pretty bad takedown defense, but she's extremely athletic, very muscular, and yeah, she's just scrappy. She'll be the bigger girl, slightly. This Duben, yeah, she hasn't fought anyone with a winning, or I don't think she's fought anyone with a fight. I think she's all only fought people making their debut, which is not a good look. But yeah, I think obviously you can't parlay Clark because she's now minus 850.
You
So
could.
that would not. No, you could. That would not be wise. But yeah, it's just whether she finishes. I think maybe Shannon Clark in rounds 2 or 3, but I feel like that's going to be rubbish. But I think someone said that the goaded distance was like plus 200, but that seems a bit crazy. But
Yeah, that was Big Bird. Big Bird is on the overs, even though personally I was leaning unders. I mean, I guess it's a big number now. Someone destroyed the under when it was pick 'em on Bet Online, so typical.
yeah, I guess like Clark is finishing girls like better girls, so like it makes sense that she would finish this girl, but it doesn't always obviously correlate like that. But yeah, we'll see what the round props are saying. I mean, I don't know. Are some of them out? Duben Clark round 1 plus 275, round 2 plus 400, round 3 plus 600.
Those aren't bad, to be honest. Better than expected. But I
But
guess
that's them now. I mean, they'll probably move. TKO is plus 180. Submission is plus 300.
I've never seen her go for one sub other than that bulldog choke against the black belt when I fade her, which is ideal.
Yeah, if it was a KO though, it'd have to be like ground and pound, wouldn't it? Because
It'll be ground and pound, or it'll be knees and stuff against the cage. That's where she does most of the damage. It's how she broke that girl's jaw. She breaks girls. Should we move on?
Yeah, move on.
Under 2.5 minus 200. Yeah, sucks that people had to ruin that line. Clark inside the distance is actually better than the under 2.5. I think you're safe to assume that this girl shouldn't finish Clark, but crazy things have happened. Maybe we see another towel throw-in. Who knows? Alrighty. Austin Bashi, Darian Ramos. So Bashi gets a new opponent. Darian Ramos has been around the regional scene. Bashi's got a lot of hype. He's 12-0. He's never lost on amateurs. He's an absolute beast. He's a no-gi world champion, I think. Seems to have really good wrestling. Basically takes you down, grinds you, takes you back. Either finishes you, or if you're good, like this Pineapple and San Jose, he will just grind you out for a decision. Seems to have good cardio too. Submitted some good dudes like Pipe Vargas, Askar from LFA. So yeah, very very good man. 22 years old, a lot of hype. This guy's probably UFC ready right now, even though his style is not very appealing. Yeah, talent wise, age wise, he also looks like Raul Rosas, but the more handsome version. And he's fighting Darren Ramos. This guy's weird, man. I saw this guy the first time when he beat Isaac Thompson, who is an LFA Australian guy. Just mauled him on the ground, put himself in some deep subs, and got out. And then, yeah, that's what he does. I watched some of his other fights, UWC, and I was like, who the hell is this fat dude? He's got the shit. He's got the worst physique, the worst physique and the most unluckiest genetics. He's literally spilling over. He's shorter than me by 2 inches. He's 5'7", and he just looks fat. And I'm like, how can this guy not make bantamweight? But anyway, poor guy. He looks in better shape now, like when he weighed in. So it's like, what does he do all, in every other fight? Just drink beers and eat tacos and just shouldn't really be having all that fat around his mid-side. But anyway, he's the same. He's the same as Bashi, but just a lot worse at it. Main thing with this guy is not really athletic. Not really athletic, but he would just keep coming, go for takedowns. My boy Pierce said it's kind of like that poor man's Fluffy Hernandez. I agree with that. A lot of times he can't get takedowns. He can get taken down himself. The fight with Mateus Camilo and Fury FC, it's just bad look. He's just coming forward and trying to get takedowns, couldn't do it. Easy to take down himself, and eventually got triangled from guard. But yeah, he would just keep coming. He would keep throwing insane pressure. And I don't know, maybe Bashi is a parlay piece, but I don't know. I hate fading these dudes that are just like Homer Simpsons. And this guy's a good homer. If he can survive, maybe a back take. He's never been submitted with the rear naked choke, but he has had his back taken against Andrew Coyne in the split decision loss, and he survived. It seems like it's hard to, but I think Bashi, coming from a grappling background, might have a better backpack game. So yeah, I thought about Bashi some submission prop, which is Pierce hit that as well, so it's probably horrible now. Big, don't play this under for me. Yeah, what do you think, mate? Does this look like the under that I would play? Don't be silly. But yeah, another massive favorite. I don't think the underdog is a complete warm body. What do you think?
Yeah, not a ton to add. Obviously, this Austin guy, as he said, has got a lot of hype. 22. He's had 14 fights, including amateurs, and has yet to lose. He's good everywhere. Yeah, he's just pretty dominant wherever it goes. He looks good on the feet, but it's just mainly uses his strikes to set up the takedowns and then ground and pound attacks with subs, etc. They've both got good cardio. I think Austin's been 5 rounds and Ramos has been 5 rounds a couple of times. Both have solid cardio, so I don't think anyone will be gassing out here. Yeah, I don't think Ramos is a bum. I don't think Bashi's going to run through him. I could see maybe a late finish for Bashi, but Ramos just seems like scrambly. Like he seems hard to hold down. Like he'll keep working, and yeah, it doesn't matter what round it is. Like he'll always keep working. But then Bashi has obviously got the massive athleticism edge. So maybe he will hold him down and get a sub or something. But yeah, I think I wouldn't parlay Bashi at this number. I mean, he's minus 600 now. I wouldn't parlay anyone at minus 600, but yeah, I think it's just maybe looking at the over unders maybe, which I haven't done yet. Let's have a look. Over 1.5 is now minus 215, and it's been steamed a lot actually. It was minus 142 yesterday. But yeah, no money line side here. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd pass on the man line. I don't know if I could bring myself to do a Ramos bet, but yeah, he's not a complete bum. So maybe Bashi decision could be a decent shot, which is plus 200. So not too bad.
Yeah, it's just a little bit scary because this guy's going to be at the bottom for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the guy also throws ground and pound. I think he's finished better guys than this dude. But yeah, it's just one of those. Do you want to play, Bashi overs, unders? Do you want to parlay him? Dorian Ramos is a live bet. So when you're betting these Homer Simpsons, with cardio, they keep on coming. Just leave it for live bet. And before you say anything, there's plenty of live bet. There's live bet on Bet365. There's Pinnacle. So I'm sure you guys outside of Australia have a lot of live betting options, a lot more than me. So there's options. All right, let's move on from that squash match to another squash match. Will Currie versus Jordan Santos. Will Currie, Cage Warriors guy, had some sus performances, some flaky performances, few losses. Lost to Christian Leroy Duncan twice. No shame in that. Beat Belandi, the current champ, back all the way back in 2020, which is impressive. Just wrestled him. Basically a physical wrestler. When he gets taken down, he kind of just goes for heel hooks and looks to reverse, get on top, or just wrestle up with the underhook, half guard underhook. And yeah, I mean, lost to Mick Stanton recently for a title shot. That's like the only fight he lost in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights after the old Leroy Duncan back-to-back losses. But yeah, I forgot how young he was. 25 now. Back then, he was 20s. So this guy's been fighting high level. Back when Cage Warriors were a lot more high level for years and years. He's got a lot of squash matches, but Naglis, Leroy Duncan, Belandi, Stanton, pretty much the toughest guys you can fight in Cage Warriors, in the division at least. And now, he's getting a bit more finishes, throws some ground and pound when he gets on top, gets to mount, good elbows. He broke Leon Aliu. I completely forgot that fight happened. March this year. This must have been a week that I completely missed. I don't remember taping that fight. I don't remember watching it. Just broke him, just mounted him, threw some ground and pound. Just looking at the card now to see if I actually bet it. Oh, yes. I did bet this card. I just ignored that one for some reason. Physical wrestler. Good at scrambling. Cardio is a bit how you going sometimes. Maybe the mental aspect of it. He's fighting this Jordan guy who I think he was a heavyweight. Or he wasn't, but he was a light heavyweight. He was a lot more out of shape. Yeah, he definitely fought a heavyweight. He was fat. And then he dropped down. He hasn't fought anyone, literally no one. His best wins are, Miguel Firmino. It was a split decision, 2021. And then this Felipe Matinho, 8-2. He's 8-5 now. I'll just share the screen with what he looks like.
I saw that guy.
8-2 when he fought him, but then you look at his record and you look at that photo and you're like, okay. This Felipe Matinho a little bit better. But basically, he's fought nobody. He trains with, what's his name? The Bonfim brothers. Which, I guess it's an alright gym. It's not a complete bummy gym. He lost to Christian Torres, which Christian Torres, man, it's really not a good win. Not a good loss. He got 30-27. This Torres guy is not very big at all. I remember he fought Chitty at middleweight. He's tiny. He must be like a welterweight or something. But all these fights are at light heavyweight. That's crazy. This Christian Torres doesn't look big at all. But anyway, I didn't think he won 30-27, but he just kind of pressured him, went for takedowns, and seemed to hurt him a few times at the end. And Jordan was just on the back foot, running away, bad body language. He does have good takedown defense, which puts a little bit of a pause in me parlaying Currie. But I mean, Jordan is just so not dangerous, man. He's just stick and move with zero power. He's basically going to have to outstrike Will Currie for 3 rounds while defending takedowns. That's his path. Doesn't have any power whatsoever. He goes for his own takedown, which I guess he can do that against Currie, but yeah, it's another one where I feel like they're setting Currie up. But it's hard to say, that Jordan doesn't deserve to be on Contender Series. He's 9-1. There's only so many prospects you can find for 5 fights per week, 10 weeks. So he's deserving of a shot based on that. But I think this is a spot for Currie to win and get into the UFC. He could have already got into the UFC straight from Cage Warriors. There's a lot worse guys in Cage Warriors. But yeah, I was thinking maybe Currie decision, Currie over 1.5. And then, I watch his last few and he's a lot more aggressive with his ground and pound. This could be the guy that he just runs through. But yeah, even though he has a good takedown defense, I feel like Currie could be the guy to actually take him down with ease. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, everything I wrote down, you covered. I think the thing that the main point is that Santos just isn't very dangerous. Like, he just doesn't have anything to make Currie respect him at all. He just doesn't have much power. He doesn't seem to have any like submission ability, or I don't think he's going to do anything of that like that to Currie. Obviously, the physicality edge is massive. Currie is bigger and much more athletic. I know Currie has kind of been running through guys recently. Like, I mean, Leon Aliou just kind of quit on the stall completely. Maybe he, broken his orbital or something because he was landing hard elbows. But
No, he broke his arm. I think he said to his coach.
Oh, he broke his arm. All right, fair.
He said I'm done before he even got back into the corner.
Yeah, I saw that. But I did look at the over, but it's kind of getting a bit steamed. Oh no, it's not too bad. -150 for the over 1.5. I think in order for that to happen, obviously Currie needs to get into a dominant position, which could happen. But as you said, Santos's takedown defense looks all right. Obviously, he's fighting nobodies, so it's hard to say. But you can kind of see on tape that his sprawl is pretty good, and obviously Currie, his wrestling is okay, but I think he uses his physicality more than his wrestling technique and everything. But yeah, obviously I think Currie probably wins. Most likely wins, but I think I'm more looking at the totals for this one. I'm not ruling out the over for me here.
It's one of those, man. You bet it, and he's going to be mounted, and it's just going to end. It's going to end 5 seconds before it goes over. That's been my luck with these over unders. Usually, over unders have been absolute money. We've got 6 years of Contender Series or more, so we've got the data, as my boy Johnny would say. And yeah, this year, man, the first fight of the week, Malik, ends like 1 minute 30 seconds after. Plenty of chances to do it much earlier. And then you got Tulia 6 seconds after, and they're not doing what they should be doing. These unders. And we've got Romeus drops him with a liver kick and then just jumps in his guard. So yeah, kind of spooked by these unders right now. I mean, I always lock them in when they're locks. So I'm just gonna kind of see what the actual lock is. Which, speaking of, main event, Igor Cavalcanti, Hyun Ko, right? Some foreshadowing maybe in his name. Yeah, the under 1.5 is juiced here. Right, I see a lot of people trying to fade Igor Cavalcanti, I should say, because he doesn't have much tape. But if you subscribe to the GOAT's Manpreet Sandeep Singh, his tape index, he's added a few fights. Obviously, what's not much you can get out of there. He's just running through fools. But he's actually a grappler by trade, Igor. He's a grappler by trade, and a lot of his finishes are on the ground. And, like mount, ground and pound. There's a couple of dudes that he dropped, and then they weren't getting out of there, so he just grabbed the rear naked choke. He's at a good gym, a grapple gym, some high-level guys. There's Conrado, 20-5, is a grappler. Another Cavalcanti, Douglas Felipe, 14-3. Paulo Renato is on the Contender Series twice. A good Brazilian gym. So yeah, I think he's got submission upside. I think he's got KO upside. He's obviously, I don't think this is right. It says he's 5'11". That can't be correct. He was absolutely towering over this Asian dude in the weigh-ins. I think that's why he's such a favorite. He's absolute mammoth. So yeah, I think he's got submission upside. He's got KO upside. This Hyun Ko is the more patient guy. Southpaw in and out striking. He throws leg kicks, calf kicks. He's got nice power as well. He's fought some bums as well himself. 28-27 and 7-7, really old, decrepit looking Asian dudes. And he fought Han Sol Kim, who was on road to UFC twice. Not the best guy, lost both times. And he got sparked by him, got ran through nice and quick, which is why I think this line is where it's at, even without much tape. And he got knocked out by Sasha Palatnikov early in round 2 as well, who was in the UFC. That guy has power, so it is what it is. It's kind of like a theme here that maybe he's not that good whenever he takes a step up. He loses, but both those losses, were a while away. That last one was 2.8 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I'm leaning the favorite. I don't agree with people fading this guy just because he hasn't been out of round 1. Like, it's not my style. Like, if he's the A side, people, it's the same as the Wes Schultz fight. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Do you think Wes Schultz had any value against Malik?
No.
Like 4 minutes in, he just started gassing out, and he didn't even do anything. He was just running away. And it's like, how does he beat someone like that? He was set up to lose. I guess Curry's a bit better, but yeah, again, just live bet him. If your whole preface is betting him because the other guy hasn't been out of round 1, then it's kind of like my boy Manuel Torres. Everyone just keeps fading that guy, and he just keeps winning in round 1. It's like he's good. He's obviously good. Yeah, I feel like this is probably live to go under again, I guess. Igor, unless he just comes in there and is extremely patient, I just don't see it. He's a Brazilian, he doesn't have much IQ. He's all aggression. So maybe play his sub. His sub could be a bit better. That's the sneaky little thing that I had in my head. Although he does throw a lot of ground and pound. His money line's improved a bit. I was a bit disappointed that the under 1.5 wasn't at least minus 200. I kept it at minus 200. It's even worse than that. Do I bet an under 1.5 for the 6th time in a row? And do I get burned for the 6th time in a row? My confidence, it's a bit shot with these unders, but traditionally they hit, man. This is another one that should hit. He should run through them. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think I do agree. I mean, this South Korean guy doesn't look, terrible. Yes, he's been finished in both of his losses, and under 1.5, worth noting.
Correct.
But
under 2 minutes once, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just obviously not a ton of tape on Igor. Obviously, it's hard to find tape, but as well, when you do find tape, it's just no matter like you can't really tell much. He's just running through these guys. It barely lasts a minute sometimes. So, yeah, I mean, minus 200, minus 215 for the under 1.5. I mean, that could easily look value. Or then if you want to go down the route of choosing which way Cavalcanti wins, obviously his KO is minus money. It's trending towards minus 150. But then his submission is plus 400. So
interesting.
I think that's possibly something to look at. But if you want to go safe for the under 1.5, I think is okay for a straight play, even at minus 200-ish. Because I mean, how the way that Cavalcanti fights, like he's either gonna finish in round 1 or he's probably gonna gas out. Like he cannot fight at that pace for more than 6 or 7 minutes. Surely not. Like he's like picking guys up, dumping them. His technique doesn't look great, so that's probably going to tire him out as well. But yeah, this South Korean guy is okay, but I'm not like blown away. Like last year, he fought a 51-year-old guy. Like
it takes him a while to knock these guys out too.
Yeah, exactly. Till round 2, he didn't knock out this 51-year-old.
He just calf kicks him and runs away for a long time. So it's like he will kind of be the guy to ruin this under, I feel. But he does have power.
I just feel like Cavalcanti's just gonna. This is his opportunity, and he's just gonna come out all guns blazing, and either be. Yeah, we don't know if his chin is bad. We just don't know. But he did look in unreal shape at the weigh-ins. I don't know if you saw, but
I was about to say he was towering over him. There's no way he's 5'11".
Yeah,
and this Asian's 5'10". So that I know my inches. That looks a lot more than 1 inch difference. Trust me. I've compared
so
before.
he's probably 6 foot at least. maybe
No,
6'1".
he's 6'1", six, yeah,
Yeah.
at least. It's huge.
Um,
Or Kim, or
he's not 6. He's not 5'10"
he's
yet.
not 5'10". No.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
He
yeah,
looks short and stocky, to be honest. So
yeah.
he's basically saying he's the same height as Daniel Cormier, which I don't know about that.
I know, but he's so round you can't really tell.
Mm,
Hides his height.
mm.
So yeah, I think the under is the way to go, to be honest. But I know they haven't been kind to you recently.
Yeah, but it's like you have to trust the process. You know, like none of them are bad bets. Romeus wasn't a bad bet. Actually, I really wanted to play Romeus round 1 KO, like plus money. That would have been a better bet. Because once you got out of round 1, there was no other finishing opportunities. But everything else, you know, Malik, whatever. I just had the same feeling like you about this fight. Like I thought Malik was going to come in there and make a statement, even though it was juiced. It was actually a much better price. It was $1.65, so it was like 60%. You know, I thought it should look 80%. I had the same feel, you know. So you got to trust the gut.
Mm.
And what do we do? Do we pass here after getting rinsed, and then it hits easy, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like just hate yourself for passing as well? It's like at some point, if you're making sharp reads that are just losing, unfortunately, you have to just keep doing it, and then they're gonna stop
mm.
losing. Like it's not like but if you're making bad reads, it's a different story. Then you gotta
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
reevaluate and say, okay, I'm not doing something right. I'm gonna pass here because I'll make another bad read. But I feel like, yeah, it's got to turn around, man. It's just the variance that we're in. All the unders, all the totals are just losing in an extremely tilting fashion.
Mm.
I still hear people banging on about the gloves. I think we can forget about the gloves, man. There's been some brutal KOs. Wallmaker just killed a guy with the gloves at bantamweight with one punch. Like,
Yeah.
it's just bad luck. All right, let's read the comments, get over it, and move through. Aussie, how do you fade a bloke with a tight afro haircut like that? Exactly, you can't, mate. You can't. This under must be free, Dogfather, and then we cry when it's over. Yep, you will definitely cry, my friend. I know that. But I'll join you. If I do it, I'll join you. His round 1 prop is $1.80. This is what I was thinking about while we were talking about it. Why not just play his round 1? You know, it was the same as Ribeiro Lopez last year. My friend played just ends in round 1, and yeah, they just started swinging.
Mm.
They're basically the same height of face-offs. The afro added 4 inches. I don't know, man. When Cavalcanti came up to him, he had really bad posture as well. He's like has really long torso, and he was kind of just like pushing his gut out and bending over, and so he can make eye contact. But I reckon if he stood up straight, he'd be 7'3", to be honest. Anyway, let's go over it. Let's see what we got. I mean, Quinland, maybe some unders. Quinland sub. Manhattan sub was much better. $6. They caught on, and
It was $9 some places.
yeah. I mean, no need to remind me and rub it in anymore. But Clark, I guess I kind of lean here by finish, but it's going to be attritional, so maybe round 2, round 3. Austin Bashi, I don't know about this one. Maybe his sub. His sub is the first thing that popped into my mind when I was taping, but it's quite steamed now. It's barely plus money, which is like, Will Currie. Yeah, I mean, he's going to win this fight. Jordan Santos is just. Yeah, I should mention he took 2 years off, so yeah, he's only 27 after the 2-year layoff. So these guys, when they just. What was that?
I was just going to say, like, he's taken 2 years off, so he could be improved. But like, what's he going to have? Like, developed power suddenly? Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. But it's like, you know, these guys that they're not even in shape early in their career, and now they're at least he's in shape now. He's at a good gym. Who knows, man? Who knows? Or it could just be like Jose Medina, you know, Dana White's favorite fighter, and just go to Antrim gym, drop some weight, and still be shit.
yeah,
because it's just a shit fighter. I love those dog shots on Jose Medina. I don't know what to say to that. And Igor Cavalcanti, man, isn't it surprising that he's like the least juiced favorite?
yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like people actually betting this Song Sok guy, and it's like I get it. You know, not everyone's successful at Dana White Contender Series, but yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if.
Go on.
So I was just going to say, I wonder if tape was like more readily available, if he would be a bigger favorite, because people are.
Maybe that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah.
But I just think people are just trying to be contrarian, and I think there's a lot of tape on Hyun. Dude, I get this guy's name wrong every single time. I've mentioned every single Korean name under the sun.
Except his.
Yeah, except the 3 names that he has. I think like there's a lot of tape on KO, so they're like, okay, he's good, you know. They've watched his footage and they're like, he's good, but the other guy, we don't have tape, so could be bad, but he's clearly the A side. So I wouldn't mind just parlaying him, man. Just whatever, be a square. What does my boy P say? Currie, Bashi, Igor, parlay, square up. I mean, it's what you got to do, right? It's what you got to do. The juice favorites have been killing it, and traditionally, I always love the dogs on Contender Series. But even I've been playing the favorites. You know, Haddon. I didn't play him, but Haddon, Lerone. You just have to pivot. You just have to know when to play the favorite.
The dogs this year on Contender Series, I think there's only been 3 or something out of like first 3 weeks.
Well, the main event won. The main event won last week, and go figure.
Did I not message you about it?
I didn't even tape it, and then the 2 fights that I taped, I'm like, this guy's not bad. Why is he such a big dog? So just without even going deep, my gut was like, play this guy, and then I just had to watch him dominate. And then, how did I not take this one fight?
I was looking at plus 150 for so long, and then I messaged you, and then I just didn't play it because everyone was so high on the other guy, and he looked awful.
Well, I don't think they were. Everyone was shitting on Liam the whole time. I just looked at his record, and it's like 2 losses in round 1, and I'm like, this Russian seems like a good striker. I don't get it. Is he just going to get mauled? But anyway, that's in the past now. We're going to make some cashola on this one somehow. We'll force some rubbish. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Right. Oops. That's not Pepe Silvia. SubliminalMMA. Yeah, thanks very much, man. 6 sound, actually. Will Currie decision. That's what I was thinking, my friend. I was thinking that. I think Will Currie is live for a very underwhelming decision. If this Jordan guy can survive. Alrighty. Peace out. I gotta get out of here.
Peace.
See ya.